Good morning, my jellyfish. Welcome to our very first read aloud here at the studio. We are reading Peter Brown's The Wild Robot. We are starting off on chapter 39, The First Flight. Chloe, just in case you're wondering, here's the plant. Rescued from the classroom. It's looking pretty good. I believe you named it Hazel. How do I know? Because it looks like you wrote Hazel right here for me. Before we get started, how about a robot joke? How do robots eat guacamole? With microchips. With microchips. Ah, hilarious. It's a robot joke. Deal with it. Chapter 39, The First Flight. Bright Bill had spent his entire life by the pond and was becoming very curious about what lay beyond his neighborhood. So one day, his mother said to him, "Let us go for a walk. I will show you more water than you can possibly imagine." Roz placed the gosling on her flat shoulder, and the two of them set off across the island. They marched out of the forest, crossed the great meadow, and climbed uphill until they were at the top of the western ridge. Before them was a grassy slope that descended all the way down to the dark, choppy waters that surrounded the island. "That is a lot of water," said the wide-eyed gosling. "I'm a good swimmer, but I'm not good enough to swim across that pond." "That is not a pond," said the robot. "That is an ocean. I doubt any birds could swim across an ocean." Waves rolled in from the horizon. Seagulls circled above the shore. A steady breeze blew up the slope. Bright Bill's yellow fluff had recently changed over to a coat of silky brown feathers, and he spread his feathery wings in the breeze, and then, "Mama, look!" For the briefest moment, the wind lifted Bright Bill off the ground, but he quickly tipped backward and thumped into the soft grass. "I was flying," he squeaked. "That is not flying," said Roz, looking back at her upside-down son. "Well, I was almost flying. I try again." "I have observed many birds in flight," said Roz. "Sometimes they flap their wings quickly, and other times they fly without flapping at all. They spread their wings and soar on the wind." "What is soaring?" said Bright Bill. "So I was soaring?" "Almost. There, look at that soaring seagull. It seems like it is not doing anything, but if you look closer, you will notice that she is making small adjustments with her wings and tail. I think you should try adjusting your wings in the wind, like her." Bright Bill hopped onto the rock and opened his wings wide. "The wind is pushing me backward." "Change the angle of your wings," said his mother. "Let us see what happens when they slice through the air." Bright Bill slowly angled his wings downward. The more he turned them, the less the wind pushed him backwards. And just as his wings leveled off, "Mama, look!" he squeaked as his feet left the ground. "I'm soaring! I'm soaring!" He hovered there for a second, raising a little higher than before, and then he sailed backwards into the soft grass again. So sort of think about when you are in a car and you put your hand like this and it cuts right through it, but as soon as you do this, it pushes it back. Roz is kind of trying to figure out what is the best angle for his wings to be to kind of go up and down. And the simple illustrations here. I really, really like these. The gosling kept hopping onto the rock and kept riding the wind and kept tumbling into the grass until he started to find his wings. With each attempt, he floated a little higher and a little longer, and finally, Bright Bill really did soar. He lifted high into the air and hung there, floating. He turned his wings down and felt himself drop. He wiggled his tail feathers and felt himself veering back and forth. "I'm a natural," he squeaked. "You are doing very well," said Roz. "But you need to keep practicing." So they spent the afternoon practicing up on the ridge. Once Bright Bill was comfortable soaring, he tried flapping his wings. He flapped high into the air. He flapped in straight lines. He flapped around and around in circles. A big smile appeared on the gosling's face. Clearly, Bright Bill was designed to fly. "I'm flying, Mama! I'm really flying!" "You are flying," said the robot. "Very good." Bright Bill was now a real flyer, but all that flying had worn him out. He lowered himself toward the ground and tumbled into the grass one last time. His landing still needed work. Roz placed Bright Bill on her shoulder and headed back to the nest. I can't believe I can fly now, Mama, said Bright Bill in his sleepy voice. I just wish you could fly with me. And then the gosling's words were replaced by his quiet, steady breathing. We are going to stop right there after one chapter. I know we normally read a lot of chapters because they're pretty short, but because this is our first read aloud, I'm going to stop it there in case we have problems with trying to upload this. See you guys soon. I hope you enjoyed. Talk to you again.